Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us. And as I promised, here is the second episode for our series, which we are addressing for grief and anxiety. Mhm. So, after recording the first episode, I was thinking, it's such a wide spectrum. What is it that we should actually speak about? And what I really, really feel is, when we start processing grief, when we start understanding ourselves, when we actually accept that the pain exists, right? The first thing which is very important for us is to hold space for ourselves. Okay. So the art of emotional self-validation. We often know how to sit with someone else's pain, right? When your friend is grieving or when some loved one is grieving, hurting, we know how to provide comfort, how to share silence. But when it comes to us, you know, what if we were taught how to hold space for ourselves, just the way we would do for somebody we love so dearly, right? So let us understand this in a few parts, right, to make a good equation for ourselves. First, starting with what is emotional self validation? Okay, so why do we need it? What is it about? So, self validation is a practice of recognizing, accepting, and honoring your emotional experience without judgment. So, it's very important that we ensure there is no judgment because I tell you what happens. It doesn't mean that you endorse every thought or feeling as fact, but it just means that you acknowledge that what you're feeling is real, valid, and deserved. Okay, right? So too often we know that we gaslight our own pain, we try to shut it off and say like, have these internal dialogues with ourselves saying it's not a big deal. Hmm? Others have it worse, or I should be over this by now. But healing begins when we learn to say this matters to me, and that's enough reason to hold space for it. Right? So when we validate our emotion, we need some kind of reflection to explore ourselves. What exactly and how deep are these emotions? What does it mean? Signify? So when we go through loss of a loved one, a relationship, or even a version of our own self, right? In this process of life, we keep losing ourselves as well. So the emotional terrain becomes unclear. So here are few reflective questions from a psychologist's perspective, which might help you to identify and have more self exploration. So first is, what have I truly lost beyond what is visible? You see, so when we are saying that we are becoming a better version or a different version, have I lost my identity? Have when a person is lost, especially a loved one, have I lost a sense of safety or a future I imagined? Right. So the first one is, what have I truly lost beyond what is just. Next is, what emotions am I carrying, even if I haven't named them yet? Okay. So like, there are multiple emotions we spoke about, which comes with grief. It could be sadness, anger, guilt, confusion, or sometimes even numbness. So, are we starting to slowly label our emotions? Are we able to identify them? Okay. Then, very, very important part of self exploration. Am I giving myself permission to feel all of it, or only the acceptable parts? So, a lot of time I come across people who say that, no, I can't be so vulnerable. I cannot be this person because others need me, or, because I have to be strong, or things like that, right? But being human, you have an independent relation with your grief, your pain, vulnerability, and for it to process, you need to give yourself the permission to feel all of it. Okay. And now, one more very important question, which is, what do I need most right? Is it comfort? Is it clarity? Is it connection? Or just a quiet moment to breathe? Right? What is it that you require in order to start your healing, or even if you are just going to process your mind? Okay. So these questions aren't meant to fix anything immediately, but they are, uh, they're going to help you in the process where you sit with yourself gently and honestly. And then begin the process of self awareness, where this is the foundation of emotional validation. Like it's not just noticing that you're feeling something, but understanding why, how, and what that feeling is asking from you. Okay. So with these reflective questions, we understand where we need to pause and notice what kind of triggers we have, naming the feeling accurately, right? So don't just say I feel bad, right? That's a very shallow way of explaining. Go deeper, ask yourself, do I feel abandoned, do I feel lonely, or do I feel helpless, right? So these kind of questions will help you reflect better and become self-aware. Then really also asking yourself, how true am I being to myself? Differentiating feelings from fact. So I feel unlovable. Okay. It's a feeling. It doesn't make it true, but you are allowed to feel whatever you feel at that moment. Okay. So always remember to hold that compassion for yourself. Now comes the most important part of this journey, where you begin to process your grief is self validation. Okay. So, self validation is a practice, not a destination. And I'm going to share a few ways in which you can actually start, validating your own experience. One, acknowledge without judgment. Okay. So, whatever you're feeling at that moment in time, just acknowledge it. Second, affirm your right to feel. Okay, so it's possible that sometimes somebody comes and says, "Hey, why are you feeling like this?" Right? And I think I often hear it from people saying, "Were you this close? Or does it really affect you so much?" So don't go by that, but affirm that I have the right to feel whatever I'm feeling, and I'm going to process it. Then write to yourself like a friend. Oh my God, as a professional, I cannot emphasize on how important and impactful is journaling. So try journaling from a place of compassion, right? Always start writing in a very positive, compassionate mood, saying, "Dear me," or if you want to, address yourself with any name, any pet names, or anything your loved one calls you, that's also absolutely fine. So, like, dear me, I see that you're hurting. And then, write, pen down every emotion of yours, whatever you're feeling, how you want it to work out, maybe your expectations, your failures, all of it in a compassionate way. Like, how would you actually speak to a person you love so dearly, right? So, have that space of compassion for yourself and using supportive phrases like, I see you. It's okay to feel this. You don't have to fix it right now. Or I'm doing the best I can, right? So some positive statements will also give you a lot of encouragement, a lot of empowerment at that point in time to carry on. And believe me, I cannot say it more. Holding a space for yourself when you're going through tough times, you are processing a loss, you're in a grief process, or if you have experienced anxiety, is very, very important, right? Because no matter if it doesn't make sense to anybody else, but as human, you have to give yourself, allow yourself that time, that compassion, and that process to go through it. So you don't just shut your emotions. And when you do, we will discuss in the coming episodes how it actually impacts your mental health and how it also creates multiple layer of challenges, right? With your emotions, with your social life, with your own identity as well. So hold a space for yourself, which is, very safe, very compassionate, and treat yourself with all the kindness that you deserve, all the patience that you deserve. Okay. So validation isn't about fixing your feelings. Okay. It's about witnessing them. And in witnessing them, we begin to. So that's about it for today's episode. Thank you so much. Stay tuned and let this episode be your reminder that your feelings are not too much. Until next time, thank you so much, everyone.